I like to sing, dance, pretend, and I like to have fun.
Someone was suspected of being responsible, but it was all hushed up.
All right, party people, we're here on a little bit of a bonus action Grand Theft Audio today. We had a little bit of a snafu on some time, and our owner here, Mike Zinna, has very graciously let us run some extra time here on ZHOLLYWOOD TV. So super excited to be here. This is Jake Belcher. This is Grand Theft Audio. My co-host is
Brant Thoman,
and he's still joining us from our first episode today.
Fort Austin.
And we are pleased to have on the show Mr. Keaton Simmons. Keaton, how you doing?
thank you so much for having me on here, and I must take responsibility. It's entirely my fault that we had to push this until later. So, but thank you guys so much for doing it. I really appreciate
thanks for still coming in,
Yeah,
man.
it's
You
such
know.
a
We're
pleasure.
stoked that you could be here.
Me
Yeah.
too. Thank you for having me.
It all worked out that we can get you in here to do something extra. So
Yeah, it's
thanks, man.
Wonderful.
You are a musician, performer. I've been following you for the last couple of years because I actually, for a while, have been producing your mom's show.
That's right.
Encounters on another network called T Radio V, where you can normally see us. So I've been listening to your music and following you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm super stoked to get a chance to have you come in here and meet our audience and that type of jazz.
Well, I'm stoked to be here, and of course, my mom loves all you guys to death.
sure,
and talks
we
about
love
you
her
all
too.
the
She's
time.
the best.
Yeah,
you know?
she's wonderful.
She's about the nicest person in the world. Okay, so
She's pretty nice. She's like super nice.
She's super nice. So to our longtime listeners, like our number one guest of all time is a guy named Russ Gutin. He's the most
Okay.
offensive person you've ever met in your life. And I had him come and do your mom's show one time, and she turned the most foul-mouthed dude into just pleasant and nice, and
It's amazing.
She's a magical lady. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got to work on her show and
Yeah,
then
me too.
subsequently learn about you. Like, you're so talented, man. Like,
Thanks, dude.
just watching your adventure from the last couple of years, it's
Yeah.
hard to even say like what the highlights of it would be because it's just one amazing thing after another.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I mean, that's kind of like the shape of this industry and this business, especially these days, because you're kind of making your own way all the time, and indie is kind of the way to go, and you got to always think outside the box and be progressive. And so I'm always just looking for something new and interesting to do. But you're exactly right. I'm like, I keep just getting excited with new stuff coming up.
Yeah, as well you should, man. And not that you don't deserve it because the talent is there. I watched one of your House of Blues shows and just watching the way
right
that
on.
you keep the audience totally with it and engaged and digging it the whole time, man. So
Thanks, man.
thanks for coming in very
Oh
much.
yeah, such a pleasure.
So what have you been working on with lately?
I've been working on a ton of new stuff. I've been working with a great producer, writer named John Nathaniel out of Montreal. My last single that I released, I did with him. I'm going back to Montreal to finish an EP with him. I'm really excited about that. And then I've been working on a whole new band, hip-hop driven, called Backbone, with an amazing, brilliant artist from Paris named Adam Vidal, legendary rapper Slim Kid Trey from the Far Side, and Carlina Britch, who's unbelievably amazing dancer, singer, rapper, actress, all the above.
Did you and Adam work on like a song for Paris?
We did. We
Yeah.
did. Yeah, we did a song for Paris. It was the first time we were actually going to work together, and he was flying out from Paris to work with me. He would have been at that concert in Paris at the Eagles of Death Metal concert if not for his early flight in the morning to come out and work with me. So as soon as I heard about that, I got in touch with him immediately to make sure he was okay. He's very well established in the music industry in France and Paris. Spent the last few years touring with Carlos Santana, Joe Cocker, Pink. I mean, like, the guy's amazing, and he's got the most killer production team in all of France called Mashed, and we're kind of branching out to a U.S. division of that and mixing it with Backbone, trying to create like a real collective of artists. We're both collaborators, and so we want to get that out there and kind of just get the energy up for people to collaborate with each other, be inspired by this, and rather than like being a video director who directs a video for a song, being a filmmaker who's inspired by this music to create something completely on their own. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a video. It doesn't have to be about what the song is about. Like, you do your thing and make something incredible. We just want to be there to be a part of it, to support, and vice versa,
That's really
Right
neat,
on.
man. I know you said you're a collaborator.
Yeah.
one of the things I've seen over the years, like you've worked with some pretty big name people.
I have worked with some cool
yourself.
peeps.
Like, okay, so who have you said I can't believe I'm working with?
Oh God, I mean, you know what's funny? We just did a song with this guy named Rudy Love, who's just a legendary cat. He's written songs for Ray Charles and Bobby Womack and all these guys, and he himself is just an amazing artist and singer. My cousin Maddie does a jam session every Sunday, and it's super duper cool. I'll get you guys all the info so we can blast that out because it's so much fun. And I met Rudy there. They were doing a documentary about him. We jammed. I got up and played guitar with him. We had never met each other before. I hadn't heard any of the songs, and we just had an absolute blast.
That's one of the really neat things about being a musician is you can just kind of, without ever having spoken with someone before, put your two worlds together and create something new.
Musical improv, just like comedians do when they're together.
Precisely. It's all about listening, and it's just you're having a conversation, and just like comedic improv, don't say no. Be a yes person. You know what I mean? Like when somebody's doing something, you don't want to be like, no, let's take it back to here. No, let it flow. Let it go in the direction it wants to go, and be there to ride the waves.
Speaking of let it flow and the like, you're kind of set up to play now.
I'm sitting here with this guitar. You want me to sing that single I was mentioning?
I'd love it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it called again?
It's called The Way It Goes.
The Way It Goes. All right.
Yeah.
Dig it.
On and on, thinking about the way you stained my heart. Used to love it to be torn apart. On and on and on and on. Oh, we're playing hide and seek. Things are never really what they seem. Feel your poison flowing over me. On and on and on and on. But that's just the way it goes. While you're hiding, I'm here dying. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. When you're fighting, I can't take it. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. On and on. You were here, and after you were gone, every memory burning like the sun. On and on and on and on. Oh, you know that I've been cold and stoned. These rivers rushing down to me, blinding all that I can see. You're still gone. On and on and on and on. While you're hiding, I'm here dying. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Thank you.
Beautiful, man. Awesome
Beautiful.
song. I know it's true. That is just the way it goes, you know?
It is just sometimes it's just the way it goes, man. Stuff was just going down, and I was like, "There's nothing I can do about this." Sometimes that's just the way it
That's
goes.
just the way it goes, man. Just the way it goes. We got to go to a commercial break. We're going to come back on the other side, hopefully get another song in, and finish up our holidays. So stick around, guys.
Very nice. We used to love me on and on and on and on.
I'm Money B, and you can kiss my ass.
Let me swallow my snot.
That's sexy.
Keep up the good work, Mile. Ah!
Let me see how I'm gonna come and check out.
No, I love you.
Oh yeah, why
No cyclocyanabin, the little.
Do you take one? There you go.
Always switching up. Always switching up.
It's my wedding band. Jumped out of my. Oh my God! I hope it's on Omen.
Call my wife.
He keeps moving away. Hi, I'm Rob Schneider, and you're watching T Hollywood V.
Z Hollywood TV.
Nailed it.
A hot nothing.
We out here.
That's what we talking about. Absolutely nothing.
Thursdays,
12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
a hot nothing on Z Hollywood TV.
That was perfect.
But where did that go? It's not fair. I don't care.
All right, we're back here on Grand Theft Audio Radio on ZHOLLYWOOD.tv. Sounds odd saying that. This is Jake Belcher,
I'm Brant Thoman.
I'm Ford Austin.
and we're still back in studio with.
Keaton Simmons.
All right,
right.
Keats.
Okay, so you can say yes or no. Can we talk about the subject we're talking about?
Absolutely,
the commercial?
yes, we can continue to talk about
Okay,
that. For
great.
Sure.
Great. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
So a number of years ago, your stepfather
Yes.
was presenting an award on the MTV Video Music Awards.
That's correct.
And totally went off book. And instead of talking about what he was supposed to be talking about, he just talked about how talented you are.
Yep.
And how you were going to be the future of music.
Yep.
And
and get my record and all this stuff. And it was my relationship with him at that time was pretty tumultuous, and like it was an incredible act of just generosity on his part. You know what I mean? I felt like, I mean, his support of me is legitimate. It's unwavering. It has been like no matter what since the very beginning. Since I first picked up a guitar, he's been extremely supportive of me, no matter.
I
what
think
kind
he
of
would be a
jerk
fan
I'm
of
being.
you whether he was like
Right, that's the thing.
related
I
or not.
really legitimately believe that. You know what I mean? You can't be unbiased, but like, especially if you're somebody's step parent. But as close to that as possible, he is, and I really believe that. So, but it was amazing. I mean, the impact of that was mixed. There was, some people were like, "What the hell is this?" But I mean, most of it was like, I just got flooded with phone calls and texts and all this kind of stuff, and I had no idea he was going to do it. I wasn't expecting it. It was so gratuitous. Like it was like it was insane. It was a moment in time.
One of those jaw-dropping moments. You're watching it on TV, and
Totally.
you're just like,
You go, yeah, it took my breath
and like
away.
you said, 30 seconds later, the phone starts ringing, going, "What am I?" And it won't stop.
Absolutely, yeah, tons of people, but it was cool also because like the president of my former record label, who they had already dropped me at that point, sitting in the audience going, "Damn, maybe we should have held on to that."
There's not a lot of better feelings than burn,
Oh, sure, that happens sometimes. It's great, but again, like I said before, I'm a collaborator. I really I'm not a competitive person, especially when it comes to creative stuff. I can leave that to other people. It's okay. I can embrace it. I can accept it. I can get behind it. I definitely strive to be the best I can be, but I'm not interested in being better than anyone else. That just does not interest me. And I'm certainly not interested in making other people, lessening other people in order to make myself seem more grandiose.
I think you do a good job of making people feel better. I got to have some conversations with your mom
Yeah.
also about you working with David Duchovny.
Yes.
And how so you
this
know
is a great example. I'm glad you brought that up. Well, David is I've known him forever because my mom has actually been a huge supporter of his, and my mom's background, she was a casting director for a long time, management, acting, production, all of it, all in film and television. And she was one of David's biggest champions from the very beginning, believed in him unwaveringly from the very beginning. They've been bestie friends for a long time. And so I've known him since I was a little kid. And then since I have grown up, we've become major buds and hung out a bunch. I did an episode of Californication. We got to hang a bunch, and he had just started like playing guitar a little bit and was just having a lot of stuff going on and had something to say and wanted to say it through song. He's a guy, is a man who's loved music and really loves listening to music from all eras for his whole life and felt that he had no voice and no way to express himself that way. And so I was like, come over and hang with me, man. Like we'll do it. It doesn't have to be anything. It just, as long as it's you, as long as you're able to express yourself. And we developed it into something where he really found that voice, and I'm proud of him.
And I got to hear some of the tracks off the album.
Yeah.
it was really good, man.
Thanks, dude.
You can see that guy had something to say.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And that was the thing. This, music is an incredible, miraculous thing. I mean, it's something that people treat like a necessity of life, even though it's not. I mean, there are very few things that people feel is so important. But at the same time, it's just music, and you don't have to be Whitney Houston to sing and love singing. You know what I mean? You don't have to be Paul McCartney to write a song and fulfill yourself that way. Nobody else ever has to hear it. In this case, it's great because a lot of people have heard David's stuff, and a lot of people are really digging it, and that's fantastic.
And that led to some pretty cool opportunities to you too. Like,
yeah, wonderful. We did the Today Show.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dang, that's pretty dope, man.
Dude, it was so much fun. Fly in, do the Today Show. I was doing a bunch of stuff with Chris Cornell around that same time too. So I was like, I'm going to New York in a couple days again. I was basically like, maybe I should just move here. I was in New York so much.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Cornell because I was going to do that too because I want to make sure that you don't gloss over any of the big stuff you've done. I appreciate you sharing all this. Will you share another song with us?
I would love to. Absolutely. I've got just a song. It's a pretty ballady song.
Sure.
Are you guys okay with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, man.
Please stay where you're going. I haven't started yet. You haven't stopped me yet. And you know that's all right with me. I follow your beautiful stare. Cinder blocks and cold hotels with feeling hearts meet empty stairwells and not the fire escape. And I don't give a damn if it's weak or strong. I know I want you, and I know you want me too. So I take all I can get. I'll beg and weep for it. Crawl on my two hands. Get up and convince you again. Yeah, but I don't even know you yet. Yeah. Please say you're thinking of me. Taking hearts in tangled sheets. You're the shrouded missing piece that sets the spark aflame. It's written in the daylight, a message in the sunshine, and I can't wait until tonight. Tonight. I don't give a damn if it's weak or strong. I know I want you, and I know you want me too. So I'll take all I can get. I'll take all I can get. I beg and weep for it. Crawl on my two hands. Yeah, and convince you again. Well, yeah, but I don't even know you yet. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know you yet.
That was awesome, man. Hey, what is this thing on your end of your guitar here?
It's a tuner.
That's badass.
I know, I should have used it. That would have been
Yeah,
a
it
great
sounded like
muso,
totally
inside
a
muso
tune.
joke.
Sweet.
Hey, what's that thing hanging out on your head? It's a tuner. Look how
cool.
cool it looks.
It's pretty neat. Hey, we got one more segment after this. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to come back on the other side, and we're going to get ourselves what we got to do. So come back, guys.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, awesome song.
Rock and
man.
roll with
Awesome.
Keith.
Yeah.
So there's this whole cat fight going on between a couple of 25-year-old women on the internet right now. What's new, right? A young woman named Talia Jane wrote an open letter to her boss, the CEO over at Yelp, complaining about how poor she is because he only pays a minimum wage. She then promptly got fired.
You're fired.
And the internet was up in arms. Cut to another open letter written by Stephanie Williams, who decided to rip Talia Jane a digital new one, making broad assumptions about Talia's entitlement and upbringing and just her whole situation. Stephanie, a writer, lauded the fact that she had supposedly pulled herself up by her bootstraps and worked really hard in a restaurant and earned every penny she got and blah, blah, blah. And the internet rejoiced. She's being touted as a millennial hero who should be praised for working hard for very little and not complaining about how much the man is actually screwing her. Cut to an article published by Sarah Morrison, who did some digging into Stephanie, the writer's past, only to discover that Stephanie's mom basically funded her entire web series and allowed her to live at home the entire time she was pulling those bootstraps up.
Happy birthday! The wrong color. Dad, it's red!
Cut to me, sick and tired of women ripping each other apart, just like, who cares? Bitches, can we all just get along? Shouldn't we be supporting the little girl who goes up against a giant corporation who really does pay their employees shit? And shouldn't we also be supporting the girl who actually takes the time to make her own web series, whether mommy paid for it or not? Listen, I've got more student loans than Donald Trump has upper lips. I basically squandered my beautiful years away doing piles of coke in my ex-boyfriend's car, and am essentially 100 years old with no savings or plan for the future or anything like that. But you don't hear me tearing down other women in order to make myself look better. Except, oh wait, I'm doing it right now, aren't I? Yeah, I just made an entire video about how much all those ladies suck. Ah, fuck it. Carry on, internet. Judge away.
Notice me yet. Out the front door, and you don't even blink.
All right, people, we're back here on Grand Theft Audio Radio. Unfortunately, Ford had to step out. We appreciate him coming in here, and you can always find him again at Angry Baby Monkey. We have something to do here at the end of the show every week on Grand Theft Audio, though. We talk about the holidays and things that are going on. Everybody knows about Christmas and Easter and Hanukkah and all those other things, but there's like days of remembrance and days of appreciation, all those other things. So let's talk about a couple of those before we get ourselves out of here. This week we're supposed to be celebrating National Golf Day. Do either one of you golf?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Well, I haven't gone out in a while, but I am a fan of it, and I do love playing when I do get a chance.
Yeah, I am saving it till I'm 50.
Okay.
You know, like it's one of those things that like
the day you turn 50, you're gonna be out on the links.
Yeah, then I'll go try it then. But until then, I am not going to play golf. You know, have you ever tried it?
I have tried it. I am not very good at it. My dad is an amazingly good golfer, and I've got some friends who are great golfers. One of my friends who's a great singer-songwriter named Josh Kelly is a killer golfer.
I love mini golf.
Mini golf is great.
You know, that's a lot of fun. You can kick it through like an ape's legs as they're opening and closing. That's always a good time. The 18th is Income Tax Day. It's usually the 15th, but they pushed it back this year.
They did?
Yeah, because of...
It used to be if it landed on a Saturday or Sunday, they would push it back to whatever. Now, if it lands on a Friday, that's not, Friday. It's a tough day to get things done on time.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you till the 18th. It's just...
why not?
Yeah.
I can't
remember the last time they actually had a hard... April 15th, that was the final day kind of thing. I mean, it's been years. Every year there seems to be some reason why they have to extend it by a couple.
Okay, I didn't even...
Tax
of course
day.
I should know that.
Yeah, sure. That
I
is
just thought it was the 15th. I'm like,
sure.
April 15th. That's
It's the worst day of the year, you know.
I'm proud of myself for knowing that.
Yeah, no one wants
I don't
to
even
pay
know
taxes.
Yeah. If you owe, it's the worst day. The best day is when you get the tax
when you get the
return.
return.
You're like,
But if
fuck
you're getting
yeah.
a return, though, you file it in like the end of January.
Yeah, exactly.
You get
As
it
soon as you
early
get the
as you possibly
W-2 form,
can,
you're like,
you know?
hey, Mr. Taxman, give
If
me my
I
money back.
owe money, I am waiting till the last frickin' second.
And you can still put an extension on where they won't hit you.
I think you have to pay it, though, right?
You still will have to pay, but
No, I think you have to pay it right then.
No, you can file if you owe money. You can file an extension
Here's
for
the
6
good
more
news.
months.
I'm oblivious to that stuff. I have a wife who like takes care of it. She's much smarter than I am in those areas. Let's see what else we got going on. It's National Lineman Appreciation Day.
Oh.
So I thought this has to be about like football players,
Football,
you know,
right?
But it's actually about like the type of linemen who hang like electric lines and telephone lines. Like, thank God that someone's done all that stuff, because if it was up to me, I could not build any of society.
Man, I think about that all the time. Like all the infrastructures that already
Sure.
exist. The fact that we have roads. I mean, I'm a touring musician who's toured all around this country. I've played in 49 states. The only state I haven't played in is Alaska. And
Are you working on that?
I'm working on it. I
happen?
want to
Okay.
go to Alaska
Sure.
really bad. But the fact that I have roads to drive on,
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with that. And the fact that I have a guitar to play, I didn't invent this.
There's
instrument.
1,000 things in this room alone that I'm appreciative that someone else did before me.
Precisely.
I wouldn't be able to do it myself. I know that. I mean, I just the other day I was just looking at power lines. It's like there are guys who had come out here, put in that post, and then they were running the wire to just that one post, and they got to do that same thing, and they had to do that 1,000 times just to cover this one little section
that's the type of
the
skill.
country.
It's also the type of skill that someone does for 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's one of those things that like once you start doing it, that's it until the end.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, linemen, for making our lives better. We got a couple more. National Hanging Out Day is on
I like that.
next Tuesday. What's your favorite hangout thing to do?
Me?
Yeah.
I like to hang out and play music, or
Oh,
hang
yeah,
out and watch
sure.
funny stuff on TV. Hang out
Sure.
and watch South Park. I'm a big South Park.
Sure, South Park is awesome.
I like all of those things as long as you incorporate some marijuana as well.
Okay, then I can say hanging out,
sure.
smoking weed, and,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
watching South
Are you
Park.
Hanging
an
out.
enthusiast?
I am an enthusiast. I am an enthusiast.
Yeah.
yes. You could say that.
Oh, yeah, I think all of us are.
And Backbone is enthusiastic,
All
to
right.
say the least.
Excellent.
That's where we're working on a Backbone OG strain. That's a hybrid of Kosher Kush for myself and Paris OG for my boy Adam Vidal from Paris.
Do you want to get this into like a couple of
We want to get into all, anybody who
Sure.
wants it, or if somebody wants to do an exclusive.
Sure.
we're already talking to some people about it and getting the ball.
I may have the
rolling
right
on that.
people here next week to talk to some about
Let's
that.
do
you
that.
know? Like-
Seriously, I'm
Yeah.
putting it out there, and like I was saying before about collaborating and putting the word and the vibe out just to other creative people who want to collaborate. It doesn't have to be music. Like it's almost better that way.
So wait, do you have the strain already created, or is it something you're working on?
No,
We're
working
currently
on
crossbreeding.
that.
Okay.
Currently working on crossbreeding, but and meeting some different people and talking to them and figuring
Mm-hmm.
out how the whole process goes down. And yeah,
last two that we're going to be celebrating this week. Number one, it is Garlic Day on Tuesday. Yeah, garlic is awesome. It makes
Garlic's
everything
awesome.
better.
Yep.
There's hardly a thing that it can go into. You're like, oh, that's gross.
Being a vampire would suck.
Being a
I
man
mean,
who loves
honestly,
garlic.
if you really have an aversion to garlic, it would just
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Sure. Give me some roasted garlic, and I am happy on just about
yeah,
everything.
man. I just made soup, like fresh tomatoes and roasted garlic, fresh roasted tomatoes, serranos, basil, onion, garlic. Oh man, so good.
Last holiday we're going to talk about. It's coming up next week. It is 420.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, 420.
April 20th, hooray.
We're going to be having a special episode here on Grand Theft Audio. We're going to be over on the Z420 network that week. We're going to have some of the biggest people in the industry coming by. We're going to have some comedians who are enthusiasts as well, and we're going to have a great time.
So that is
It's
fantastic.
gonna be a lot of fun. Where can people learn more about you, Keaton?
Oh, check out my website, KeatonSimons.com, KeatonSimons, and then Facebook is /Keaton Simons Music. Everything else is at Keaton Simons, Twitter and Instagram.
All right. Brent, where can people follow you in the life?
Brant Thoman on Facebook and at GTAR Brant on Twitter.
All right. You can always find me at Jake Belcher on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. I'm playing a lot of video games these days. You can hit me up at GTA Grand Theft Audio Jake, and I'll play some games with you guys. I want to do one thing before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to have you play a song.
No, I would love that.
take
I'd
us off
love
to
that.
break.
Yeah,
So,
I would love that.
let's see
So
one
yeah,
more.
this song was just used. It closed out the mid-season finale of the show Suits.
Oh, cool,
And
man.
then brought back the premiere too. So it's
Neat.
that was a really exciting thing that happened for this song. It's one of my favorites of my new stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, and we'll catch you guys next week after this. Mr. Keaton Simons.
On the day that I almost lost my mind, I was feeding this dirty habit of mine. I've been drunk on your lies, I was buried alive, I've been so blind. I was tempted by fate, and I've been till I break, but I'll be fine. 'Cause you know that when I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. No. On the day that I almost lost my soul, oh, I was standing at the crossroads, but I didn't fold. We've been up, we've been down, but you pushed me around for the last time. It's a fight to the death, it'll take your last breath, but I'll be fine. 'Cause you know that when I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. No, time to go, time to go. Oh, oh, time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go, yeah. Time to go, time to go. Oh, oh, oh. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. When I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. I go, time to go, I'm never coming back. No, time to go, time to go. go, time to go. Time to go, time to go. Time to go, time to go.
Sadly, you're right. It is time to go. Good fun to get out of here, man. Thank you so much for sharing your talents with us. It was an honor on our side. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, it may be time to go, but I would love to come back.
You would?
So yes,
we will make that happen.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Catch us next Wednesday at 5 p.m. A special early start time on Z420.tv. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Don't fear me, child, 'cause there's nothing you can do. When I'm coming after you, gonna be a long way from home. Don't fear me, child, 'cause there's nothing you can do. When I'm coming
I like that.